what a sight that is. Welcome to wonderful Windsor, Colorado, and the Future Legends Sports Complex, where today, among the Rising Rockies, Northern Colorado Hailstorm, and Central Valley Fuego continue to climb in the USL League One season on ESPN+. Howdy folks, I'm Peyton Gallagher, and tonight we get a chance to look at a man on fire. His name is Bruno Rendon, and here's what he did the last time these two teams got together. Northern Colorado Hailstorm and Central Valley Fuego. It was a barn burner in the Jägermeister Cup a couple weeks ago. Finished 4-3, the highest scoring game in NOCO history. And the day belonged to the home side in large part because of this man, Bruno Rendon, the Cubano Cutlass at the front end of things for Ayman Zayed and company. This is a guy who's scoring goals like it's a bad habit. Scored in his last 8 games, Rendon, and has 11 goal contributions in that span. This was a player who was a wingback last year, a player that this managerial staff thinks could be an MLS guy in that position, and just scoring goals because he can. It's pretty ridiculous what he's doing right now. And a guy with a hard job in trying to stop that man is the key player for Central Valley Fuego. That's Clayton Tor. Really constructs a lot of moves from the back offensively, but we'll have a tall task today in organizing that back line for Jermaine Jones and company, a side that has leaked goals as of late in the league. But on the offensive end, Tor, 380 passes this year in league play, leads the squad by 135 compared to his contemporaries. We're ticking down to kickoff here in Windsor. High altitude and high hopes for two teams approaching the midway points in this USL League One season. We got the band bumping, we got the heart pumping, we got the glizzies, they're being gobbled. We might have some goals too. I don't know why you'd go anywhere else. Stay tuned.
Hello from NOCO Humane, your community partner for comprehensive animal welfare services in Larimer and Weld counties. While you may not recognize our new name and logo, we have more than 50 years of experience and expertise formerly operating as Larimer Humane Society. We have expanded our reach and our impact, taking on the sheltering and care of animals in Weld County. In light of the dissolution of the Humane Society of Weld County, this transition ensures that vital animal services will not only continue but thrive, bringing even greater compassionate care and commitment to the pets and people of Northern Colorado. Join us as we heal, nurture, and protect more than 10,000 companion animals in the year to come. 2 shelters, 1 mission. NOCO Humane.
You are looking live at Convivial, Colorado. Northern Colorado Hailstorm and Central Valley Fuego on ESPN+. A look at the team sheet for the home side, Northern Colorado Hailstorm. It's that 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1 that's worked so well for Ayman Zayed as of late. Not available today. Chelo Martinez, the typical 10. In steps Billy King, but that front three is as good as it gets in the division, folk. Of course, the wingbacks Yamazaki and Oprah provide an extra dimension in attack. That lineup presented by Four Rivers Equipment. On the other side for Jermaine Jones, a shuffled pack that's been a common theme for CV Fuego this year. If you look around the lineup in this 4-4-2, you'll see 7 players that have featured in a defensive role at some point this year. The newly acquired Dembor Benson. You might know that name from the Open Cup, folks. The El Farolito star had 4 goals in that magical Cinderella run for that side from Northern California there. We'll have a big job here today for CV. All eyes to the center circle. Center official today, Melvin Rivas, the one who will set us underway. A wide blue sky here in Colorado. CV Fuego in the red, Northern Colorado in the blue. We move. Future Legends Sports Complex, we are underway in this USL League One contest. Again, Peyton Gallagher, thrilled to be here for you on the call. Asha Pollan gets free on the far side. And Central Valley Fuego retreat to their own end. The flag's up. Offside is called. Central Valley Fuego side that struggled for form won their first game in the league this year. Since, not much doing. 1 draw, 6 losses in divisional play. Northern Colorado, the hottest team in USL League One. They've been hot to trot for sure. 7 games on the skip in all competitions in between the Jägermeister Cup and USL League One play, but only 7 matches, the least in the division so far for Northern Colorado. The standings reflect that in 3 points. Crucial goal for Eamon Zayed and company. Sent to the opposite end. Big man Ethan Horde trying to hold it up. 6'4" striker for Northern Colorado in hot pursuit. Ball bouncing into the far corner. Coming together and clearing the line, Central Valley Fuego. There's something that Jermaine Jones was certainly aware of, the vertical ability of this Northern Colorado side, especially against a Central Valley team that's identity really tied up in the press and extending into the opponent's ends. Hold up on the field as it appears a man is struggling with a little bit of a knock. That is Ethan Horde, first-year player for Northern Colorado. He's been a little bit of a revelation, was a trialist at the start of the year, but contributed 6 goals and a team best 4 assists so far on the campaign in all competitions. Working wide. Yamazaki with a touch, a look downfield, tilting it up to Rendon. And grabbed up. Siobhan John Brown wins the ball and presents himself an option down line. But can't quite tame it with his first touch, and it's out for a throw-in. Neither of these two teams really like to play with the ball. Seeing that in a scrappy opening couple minutes. About 90 degrees here at kickoff. A little bit unseasonably hot here in the month of July. You're certainly hearing the wind too. 25 miles per hour worth of it. Expect gusts of that speed throughout the evening will affect play for certain, especially for a team that likes the ball in the air as much as Northern Colorado. Rendon. Kwakwa. Lucky Oprah and Patrick Langlois circulating the play. A pivotal role that he plays in the pivot for this Northern Colorado side. Just makes the simple pass so often. Trying to spring it downfield for Rendon. There's Clayton Torr. Wins a goal kick for his side, doing well shielding there, and Ethan Horde still struggling. Jose Carrera. Now into the feet of Heckenberg. A faulty touch there from Javier Mariona. One of two teenagers in the starting 11 today for Central Valley Fuego, him and Isayaya. A CV side that has played 28 players already this season in all competitions. Jermaine Jones in his first season at the helm, just trying to find the right formula. Up for Rendon again this time. Torr the one who wins that battle. Nifty little back heel, but not on the same page there as Heckenberg. We've not really seen Fuego pressing as high as we're accustomed, and that could be a big blow. Clayton Torr tangled up there on the near touchline and seems to be wearing that one a little bit. Certainly been a physical first frame, thusly. Already seen Clayton Torr and Ethan Horde dinged up, and we're only 5 minutes in. Drop ball from Elvin Rivas. Rest of the crew today, AR1, Jared Mosher, AR2, Joseph Macton. The fourth official is Adam Rice. Kwakwa. Fenwick. Across to David Garcia. Fenwick peering downfield, pushed away. A nice tackle there, but Northern Colorado unable to wrap themselves around it. Heckenberg under pressure. Skipping lines now. This is Deshaun Nemhart flying one downfield. And it's the first corner of the night, it would appear. Central Valley Fuego were lethal last time these two got together from set pieces. Scored a pair of goals from dead balls that caused an entire training session that week to be devoted to set-piece defending from Ayman Zayed as the ball is delivered in with outswing. Northern Colorado step up to the test there. Jose Carrera once more and out for another corner kick. Corner kick presented by Meadow Gold. Thrust in, back post, booted away, sifted back into the area, but Lalo Delgado, his heart doesn't skip a beat. Simple goal kick, all said and done. Jermaine Jones in his DNA to bring the fight to the opponent. And Central Valley Fuego do step up here to apply the pressure. Balista Rendon off the head of Horde. This is what Northern Colorado do. It's that man. Rendon couldn't quite twist himself free. Still might be on though. Ethan Horde. Sweet feet. Ducking and diving and can't dash clear of the tackle of Clayton Torr. As Northern Colorado, though, on the front foot. Kwakwa. Yamazaki, that's an incisive pass, left for Rendon, bending to the byline. It's Rendon! And rolled just wide at the near post. The goalkeeper, Carlos Avilés, at the mercy of the sharpest blade in the competition, you might say at this point, Bruno Rendon, and just off the mark. Led the broadcast by telling you he's had a high volume of shots, all competitions, 42. He's been worth that budget, though. He's been efficient, scoring about a fourth of his opportunities this year. I know it's something that Ayman Zayed has been working very deliberately with him. Kind of forced into service in that role after the departure of Trevor Ammon last season, heading up to the USL Championship to feature with Sacramento Republic. Swept out of play. Let them fly at Urban Air. Soar through the air on their indoor zip line. Test your speed on electric go-karts and build confidence racing through the Warrior course. And then go get yourself a hot, fresh pizza and a cool drink at Irby's Fast Casual Cafe. So go ahead and let them fly at Urban Air. Heckenberg falling inside, just batted away at the last. It's Johnny Fenwick in the big moment, and wasting no time leaving it in the rear view. Horde racing to the other end, a little fumble at the edge of the area. Some controversy there, but Carlos Avilés just about worked it out. Fenwick steps in for a stab. Controlled by Kwakwa. All the way wide. And out for a goal kick. Nothing's going to be comfortable, though, for Northern Colorado, as you see how claustrophobic it can be when Central Valley Fuego's on the other side of the line. Delgado, time to think, picks out his pass. Lasso down by Noko. It's Fenwick catapulting with the breeze, and torn an awkward spot, keeps it on. What's the word? Looks like it's going to be a corner kick. You see how the wind might play a factor here as it irons the corner flag out towards the goal. Approaching the quarter-hour mark. Corners again brought to you by Meadow Gold. Noah Powder. Arching in. Little overcooked and over Rendon. Skipping away and out for a throw. And right back the other way. Stenborg Benson's unable to control with his first touch. Line skipping pass from Fenwick. No way forward for Rendon. Once more into the slipstream from Fenwick and an easy catch for Aviles. Tidy bit of tackling from Langlois, but a lazy pass gives it back. It's Heckenberg. Battered through. Lucky Oprah stops that move. Card staying in the pocket for now. Oprah coming off the first match this season he's not participated in, just getting a little bit of rest and rotation. Last contest for Northern Colorado Hailstorm in the Jägermeister Cup. Free kick for Fuego. Swirling into the area, back across the frame of goal. A rip at it from Mariona, didn't quite catch it. Once more, darting in, squaring ball, just jabbed away. Rendon, he's smacked in the face by Mariona. No foul play there, but it does end the move. Free kick to Northern Colorado. Another look at it. I think it's pretty obvious Mariona was not paying much mind to the man behind him, and you look at the size discrepancy. Rendon 6'2", Mariona 5'6", and a high arm just catches Rendon in the jaw. Man who's been throwing punches at the opposition all year takes one here about a quarter of an hour in. Rendon can't keep it on. Promising start to this contest. The flow of play and the patterns promoting a degree of openness, you would say. Chances on both ends, nothing too meaningful yet. Maybe something here. Delgado called into action. Puts pause to it and takes it down. Lalo Delgado coming off an excellent season, his first campaign in USL League One with 13 clean sheets last year, setting a club record, tied the league high water mark in that season. Not quite the same return so far this year. Already conceded a handful of goals in 12 games, 16 to be precise, as he's under a little bit of pressure here. Boots away. Those 16 goals allowed already half of what he gave up all of last season. It's an area where Ayman Zayed has not been pleased with his team. The defending has been good in spurts, but just a couple costly errors here and there made things a little bit tougher for Northern Colorado. Yamazaki and Fenwick in a tight spot, not taking the risk. The long throw, Tor, glancing header, guided away by Oprah. Carrera. Isiyaya. A fumbling touch from Nemhart. He punts it upfield and grappled back by Northern Colorado. Tight turn, Langlois. But ultimately, job done. Fuego take it back. Flowing forward now into the area. Options arriving. Denbour Benson centrally now. Carrera cut wide and left behind. Off to the races, it's Ethan Horde. Streaming ahead, steaming towards goal. Horde, a step over, cutting in. Still Ethan Horde. Letting it fly, oh, what a save! Carlos Avilés for the cameras. That will light the flashbulbs. Carlos Avilés. An imperative intervention, just a fingertip. It was Billy King who set his crosshairs on the target. Northern Colorado renew the threat. Pushed in by Powder, pushed away by Lemus. Powder again. It's Noko with the scent though. Everybody lifted up a little bit by that effort by Billy King coming oh so close. That's a clever little ball. Slashed in and just stepped away. The whistle comes, it's a yellow card. And in the face of Lucky Oprah, who got a warning earlier, this time not so lucky. And the man who struggles to his feet, it appears to be Siobhan John Brown. Oprah in the book for the 5th time this year, all competitions. Just having a kick about the back. This is a common trend for Northern Colorado Hailstorm. They like to sit off, absorb pressure, dare the opponent to come up with the right idea. And in that case, Central Valley Fuego cannot. Yaya struggling to take it down. Now swerving towards the box, Siobhan John Brown. Carrera left it behind him. Couldn't quite get purchase of the ball. And the whistle comes. It was King that was bundled over. Again, stepping in reserve duty for Cello Martinez, the typical 10 for Ayman Zayed. Not available today, dealing with a little bit of a knock. That's a narrow turn and facing the northern side. Noah Powder, squaring ball, and just in the nick of time, a brilliant bit of defending. It's Omar Lemus. Had to win the race, and he did ahead of Ethan Horde, and both players struggling to their feet. Rendon opened it up, Powder ran onto it, and it was the right ball, met with even better defending. And Ethan Horde, who's paid the price more than once so far in this game, really starting to feel it. Both players back up. This is Powder. Service not quite right. Melvin Rivas making sure Clayton Torr doesn't get any free real estate up that touchline. Quickly back out of play. Torr to toss in. Health for Heroes is a non-for-profit organization dedicated to supporting and empowering military veterans, first responders, and their families. Visit healthforheroes.org to learn how you can help our heroes live healthy and fulfilling lives. Skipping back to Delgado. Three goals he conceded to Fuego in the Cup, with the most in over a year for Lalo. Another quite direct ball that this time draws the whistle in as the flag's up on the far side. Shuttled downfield and out for another throw-in. Neat passing. Sniffed out on the far touchline by Oprah. Kwakwa. We'll say that one got caught by the wind. Mariona just shucking down. Yamazaki there. Cards out of the pocket. Melvin Rivas just trying to settle tensions. Nearly 2/3 of the way through this first half. Still scoreless, not biteless though, here in Windsor on this Wednesday matinee. Yellow card shown to Javier Mariona. And that engagement early in the game with Bruno Rendon. Northern Colorado ball in tow. Trying to hatch the plan. The way forward, the way to gain that lead. So imperative for them. They've been so good from winning positions this year. Right now, some defending to do, though. Clayton Torr coasting forward. Finding the feet of Mariona. Flushed into the area, knocked around. It's a disaster class at the back from Northern Colorado. But paying no mind, Central Valley Fuego. Believe the man on the right end of things is Dembor Benson. A man taking his moments. And when the ball arrived at his feet, he wasted no time. Could hardly believe his luck. Look what I found. But just like that, 1-0 to Central Valley Fuego. They've not had a lot go their way this year. You look at the expected goals numbers this season, and it will tell you, frankly, Central Valley Fuego have been unlucky. They've conceded 7 more goals than you would expect based on the math. They've scored 3 less than they should have. They'll be grateful for that little tap in. Lady Luck has a chuckle, and Northern Colorado get back to work. Rendon wasting no time, leaving that in the rear view. Yamazaki into the box, fizzing across the area. And finishing over the touchline. Should be said, Central Valley Fuego have dropped more points in the early stages of this season from winning positions than anybody else. It's 6 on the year so far. Half an hour gone. Back to a snake-bitten Lalo Delgado, who sends Northern Colorado moving towards their target. Oprah. Kwakwa dropping in, trying to draw Central Valley forward. Noah Powder, as Kwakwa is down, advantages played. Spots Oprah wide, he's got space and time. Beaten away at the near edge of the 6-yard box. And breezing forward, it's Asha Pullen. Green grass in front of Pullen. A touch too much. And a crunching tackle from David Garcia puts an end to it. Apollin's now down. Northern Colorado, no incentive to stop, so Central Valley Fuego forces them to take the ball back. They do, and out of play. Mariona buying the time for his teammate, Asha Pullen, to receive the attention he might need here from the physio. Pullen, one of those aforementioned defenders in the starting 11. We've seen him at fullback both with Central Valley Fuego and in the USL Championship level, most recently with Hartford Athletic. Playing left mid today in that 4-4-2, and a little bit worse for wear. Look back at what went on there. Just a heavy touch and stretching to try and get the ball back under wraps, and knee to knee. It's never a fun thing to have happen. And an awkward landing to boot. That's tough to look at. Pullen does seem all right, though, to carry on. That could have been a whole lot worse. Sigh of relief for sure. That's a little bit careless. Rendon blurring forward. Isayaya out to meet him. Back into Rendon. No rest for the wicked. Driving by Bruno Rendon. Picked his corner but couldn't quite put it on target. That's twice now he's missed out at the near post. You see exactly how dangerous that man is and why scoring has basically been a guarantee in this stretch of success for Northern Colorado. One of those players that almost creates the game for himself. Not necessarily dependent on his teammates to supply him with opportunity. He'll go and take it. Isayaya on a rainbow. Ultimately harmless. Delgado wedging it up to Rendon. It's once more Clayton Torr. A joust for it on this near touch line. And play stopped. A whistle and a free kick for Central Valley. You know, Jermaine Jones said the biggest thing this team needs to work on right now is individual mentality as he tries to set the foundation of everything he hopes to build in Fresno, and that side from Fresno has provided some serious fierceness in this early stage. Not been much for creation so far, but we're on the right end of things after a brutal mishap at the back between the central defenders of Northern Colorado, just failing to get a ball clear and having it pinball right to Denbor Benson, who wasted no time to get his first goal for Central Valley Fuego and only his third appearance for the club. And another man is down. I believe that's Issa Yaya. Getting a swig of water. It's been one of those kind of days. It's pretty hot in Colorado. Again, 90 degrees at kickoff on a turf surface. Players putting in the hard yards. It does look like Yaya is up to his feet. Everybody getting a drink of water in the break. Jermaine Jones will be happy though. His side have done what they needed to do so far against the hottest team, USL League One, you'd argue, in the entire USL structure right now. Again, 7 wins on the skip for Ayman Zayed's side, Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Scored multiple goals, this NOCO side, in the last 8 games. Might give credence to the thought that one might not be enough tonight for Central Valley Fuego. And right on cue, hammered ahead. Alert to the danger as Carlos Avilés plucks that one off the noggin of Ethan Horde as he raced in. Strung along. And another whistle. Melvin Rivas has had a firm grip on the game so far. Got a couple of words for Johnny Fenwick. Calma, calma. And play on. Fenwick. Yamazaki bound up. Kept by Powder, but just nicked the heels of Javier Mariona. And that draws some frustration from the fans on hand. A yellow card. It appeared to be shown to Ayman Zayed there on the touchline. That is a man that does not mince words. Delivers his opinion with a thick Irish accent. His side on the front foot though, sailing ahead. Oprah, a faulty touch from him. Toward the corner, it's Nemhard. Nowhere to go. That's good counter pressure from Northern Colorado to win the ball back. Final 5 minutes of the half. Yamazaki all the way wide, it's Rendon. Room to work, Bruno Rendon. It was a great ball. Flinching at the pivotal moment was Ethan Horde, though. Jermaine Jones talked to us this week about how his team has been so close, but they've just had fundamental mistakes, small things, detail things that have turned into moments of opportunity for the opponent. Compared them almost to like giving away penalty kicks, but right now his side punishing a mistake on the other end. Siobhan John Brown can't get the beating of Fenwick. Called into action is Fenwick. It's a bit of a car wreck in the penalty area as he and Delgado come colliding together. Johnny Fenwick just couldn't take the chances. Delgado was a little bit slow to arrive at that ball on the ground. The result, two players coming together at full speed. Johnny Fenwick, who's been an excellent addition this year, played more minutes than any outfield player to this point in the season, all competitions for Northern Colorado. Typically the one with the armband, and right now requiring some attention. Hard-hitting 6 first rounds of this fight so far. And it's Johnny Fenwick with his back on the canvas. Half of what's been a really sound partnership of center halves between him and David Garcia. And Fenwick is back up. Where that came through the Newcastle and Sheffield Wednesday Academy systems. Only outfield player to play all 1,140 minutes of play so far this year for Northern Colorado in all competitions. He's got to dig in to defend this corner. Carrera casting a shadow over the ball. In it goes. And a whistle comes, shove in the back from Central Valley Fuego. Lehman Lewis is honored to sponsor the Lehman Lewis Financial Group Pickleball Arena at the Future Legends Complex. You're never too old to play, and you're never too young to start planning your future. Visit LehmanLewis.com and start talking about retirement. Garcia. Slow roller back into Delgado. Flown downfield. Horde in the scramble. And dusting up there at the back is CV Fuego. Unleashing the dogs a bit here. Jermaine Jones' side pressing high. Dumped downfield, and that pressure works. Paying dividends. Easily grabbed hold of by Issa Yaya. Good skill. Mariona asking the question. Still Mariona. Collision in the box. And shrugged off by Melvin Rivas. Out for a goal kick. This game has required a higher burden of contact. It's been a physical one, and that one is not going to get a point to the spot. Javier Mariona working himself into a good area and then running into a very large man in Johnny Fenwick. Another look. Is there much more of an inquiry here for a penalty? I don't think so. Fenwick quickly turned his back to it, wasn't too troubled by that. You'd imagine a pretty healthy serving a stoppage time. That board's about to go up. Six. Been 10 fouls between the two teams in this first half. 4 called against Hailstorm, 6 against Fuego. Hard charging affair. Central Valley Fuego haven't had much joy against the home side. Northern Colorado Hailstorm down the years. Currently in the catbird seat though. Yamazaki. Ducking in Oprah. It's a bright idea. Just not enough road as Nemhard closes that door. We've almost seen Clayton Tor function as a right back. And this set up for Central Valley Fuego as Carlos Aviles sends everybody downfield. It was an interesting gambit by Jermaine Jones, the squad selection, but quite frankly, it's worked. Extra size in the team, extra physicality, and it's blunted this Northern Colorado Hailstorm side that have dictated terms to every one of their opponents in this good run of form. Great footwork there. Now into Oprah. Langlois trying to twist himself free. Fumbling clearance, Billy King. Langlois lets it ride. Finally dug out by Fuego. Starting to stir the drink a bit. Lemus and a biteless ball into the area. There's a man down behind the play for Fuego. And that will stop play finally. At a glance, it looked like that was Nemhard. It feels like everybody out there has spent at least 30 seconds with their back on the pitch. It's Deshaun Nemhard grabbing at his leg. Didn't really get a look at what happened. It happened behind the play. Nemhard, a player that's appeared at the full senior national level for Belize 12 times. His age 29 season with 70 pro appearances. USL Championship with Charleston Battery, and of course in League One. Guy very familiar with one of the players standing over him right now, Christopher Heckenberg, both of them last year at South Georgia Tormenta. Making his 3rd consecutive start today, and looks like it could be the end of the line. Saw him gritting his teeth there, appears to be in a pretty significant amount of pain. Deshaun Nemhard. You look down the bench, and the natural like-for-like change would probably be Abdul Cromwell. Very different physical profile, though. Cromwell, 5'11", 174. Nemhard, 6'1", 187. Not that bully in the back line that Jermaine Jones has really relied on here in this first frame, and that's not a pretty picture. Nemhard struggling to put weight on that leg. Helped off the field by Issa Yaya and Clayton Tor. Still probably got about 3 or 4 minutes of that stoppage time left to play. Operating under the assumption that the referee would have stopped the watch when the injury occurred. So we'll see if Jermaine Jones rolls the dice and tries to get to halftime to see if Nemhard can continue the fight or if he's going to make a change here before the end of this period of play. For now, though, down to 10 men for Central Valley Fuego. Yamazaki. Tossed back in quickly by Rendon. Yamazaki trundled over. The finger points in favor of Northern Colorado. A free kick here. And again, Central Valley Fuego down a big body at the back with Nemhard receiving some medical attention on the touchline. Organization will be key here. Central Valley Fuego trying to protect their advantage. Noah Powder with other ideas, with outswing. Dangerous ball, flared towards frame and just over the bar. Johnny Fenwick leaning back a touch too much. A clean connection, couldn't put it on the target. Away it goes. Just losing himself there, Siobhan John Brown. Turning the corner, it's Lemus. Apollon. Benson! Burst into that ball, but Delgado clings to it. Flashing the other way. Ethan Horde trucking through tackles. It's Rendon shaping the shoots. And a mighty miss. Ready, set, misfire. Just took his eye off it, let the technique down in the crucial moment. A meaningful chance to draw level before the break for Northern Colorado. Slips through the fingers like sand. But they go again. Still time to play. Flicked along. Bright ideas into the box. Rendon battling for it. Circulated back to Horde. Couldn't quite tame it. This is Yamazaki. This is Oprah, and all the way wide. Served into the box, and nobody home at the back post. Powder, looks like he just pulled up, hit the brakes too early, and went careening into Mariona. Been a bright red, I should say, punching bag in this half, and Those two whistles end the half. Firm, fight-filled, physical. And the side in fire red, Fuego FC of Central Valley at the advantage, at the break. More than one moment of opportunity for Northern Colorado, but that man, Jermaine Jones, will be all smiles at the break. Going all too well for Central Valley Fuego. The curtain fall will be back here in a moment.
If you love money-saving offers and the chance to win cash, look no further than your mailbox. Valpak delivers exclusive deals to neighborhoods across America every month. Plus, a $100 check could be yours. That's right, you could win $100 instantly, no strings attached, just for opening your blue envelope. Valpak, real savings and real winning for real people. Really.
Hello from NOCO Humane, your community partner for comprehensive animal welfare services in Larimer and Weld counties. While you may not recognize our new name and logo, we have more than 50 years of experience and expertise formerly operating as Larimer Humane Society. We have expanded our reach and our impact, taking on the sheltering and care of animals in Weld County in light of the dissolution of the Humane Society of Weld County. This transition ensures that vital animal services will not only continue but thrive, bringing even greater compassionate care and commitment to the pets and people of Northern Colorado. Join us as we heal, nurture, and protect more than 10,000 companion animals in the year to come. 2 shelters, 1 mission. NOCO Humane.
Back here in Windsor, Colorado, where it's Central Valley Fuego setting the tone. We're here in week 13, but a look back now at week 12, a glance around the league.
Play is Lee, plays it out to the left-hand side. Here's a shot and a goal! And look who it is, Liam McKinnon backs another to his name. Perimeter of the 18. Sends it centrally. Lee with the volley! And Evan Lee doubles the advantage. Greenville up 2-0 against Charlotte.
Between the sticks, Cheney. No nonsense, puts that one away. It's Madison 1, Omaha 0. To try and keep things going today, it's Cheney. Pokes this one through, he already has one. Christian Cheney to try and seal the result, laid off to Prentice, and that'll do it. In the 95th minute, Wolfgang Prentice cleans it up, and the 3 points head the way of forward back.
But now Greenville trying to go into the area. Castro scores! McKinnon to Castro gets Greenville to open the scoring. And that positions your expert in primary care in East Tennessee. As that one comes in for a second goal for Greenville, and they've doubled up on their lead. It's Liam McKinnon. He buries it to
Rendon with a couple stepovers on his left and scores! The man in red-hot form, Bruno Rendon, with yet another strike. And it's 1-0 Colorado. Still Ethan Horde. Never laid the ball off, and that's why! Ethan Horde's tenacity rewarded with a thunderbolt. Northern Colorado get a second.
Lukic on the overload, cuts it back to Malongo. Malongo in space! Mayo Malongo strikes again for Chattanooga. 6 goals in as many matches. Now looking towards Sebastian Vivas. It's loose. Vivas pokes it home, and there's no whistle from the referee. They are confident he can be a key piece. This is an arcing ball. It's in, and it's headed home. To Coutinho. Looking for Roberts. Oh, that's astonishing! Jamil Roberts with a stunner! Well, Papa Mensah charging through, finds Marsh, and he finishes! Chattanooga may have snatched the points.
Diouf plays it ahead for Nico Brown. Brown, his shot is off the underside of the crossbar. Lexington strikes first on the road and they lead 1-0. Turn it in. Akale weaving through, getting to the end line. He puts it in front, it's turned home. Josh Stalling on the doorstep equalizes for Spokane Velocity. 1-1.
Plenty of teams making moves in and around the league in Week 12, trying to put a stamp on Week 13. Central Valley Fuego, we got more in the halftime report when we come back. It's Central Valley Fuego up 1-0 on the road at Northern Colorado Hailstorm.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
Right down the first time. Oh! Wow! It's Marquez! What a stunner that is!
Back pulled it in! Birmingham have an equalizer in second half stoppage time.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL. You can see it in my eyes, only want the best. Maybe running every night, won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky, got me feeling blessed. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest. Burning up inside of my chest. Got this fire burning up inside of my chest.
On the surface, your retirement plan might look solid. With your 401k or IRA, Social Security, investments, and insurance coverage, you appear to have it all covered. But what could you be missing? Below the surface, is your retirement exposed to too much risk? It's time for a deeper dive into your portfolio. We can help you uncover the risk that lies beneath the surface and learn about strategies to help preserve your savings. Get your free risk analysis today.
Back here in Windsor, roadside in the ascendancy, 1-0 to the good Central Valley Fuego. You know, they're calling it the summer of soccer, the sport that just never sleeps. What a schedule that is. A full slate of games across the USL C and the USL League One. Heard there was a crazy winner between Forward Madison and Richmond Kickers in the Henny Derby. 111th minute, Richmond wins. You could say anything is possible, maybe? I don't know. Other good games taking place, though, across the divisions. A look back at the team of the week from this last match week in the USL League One. Bruno Rendon, he's taken center stage in our match in that team of the week. Liam McKinnon just can't stop scoring goals. You would write all the headlines about Bruno Rendon at this point in the season in a normal campaign, but Liam McKinnon has been the pace car so far. Ethan Horde also coming off a great performance in this past week of games and just showing the depth of the league at this point. A lot of key players making key man performances. Look at the table now. It's important to note this is not reflecting matches taking place or that have taken place today. So those 3 points not in the bank there for Richmond kickers, but it's a table that shows a Northern Colorado side. You see that number under GP, 7? That's a lot less than the other teams in the division. A chance to really excel up that table. They can pile up some results with the games at hand. Looking forward, scores and upcoming schedules around the league. We've got that Northern Colorado Hailstorm match at Charlotte Independence coming up for you. That's going to be a tough game for Charlotte Independence, making the cross-country travel. Also Spokane Velocity and Chattanooga Red Wolves locking it up. South Georgia Tormenta and 1 Knoxville. That's a burgeoning rivalry on Friday, July 5th. And Lexington SC head to one of the best teams in the division. They'll face Union Omaha in that match on ESPN Plus on July 6th. Much to do, an action-packed 45 on tap between Northern Colorado Hailstorm and Central Valley Fuego. The impetus with the home side. We'll see what happens when we return. Coming up here on ESPN Plus.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs help only blood can provide. That help depends on volunteer blood donors. When you take an hour and donate blood with nonprofit Vitalant, you can help save more than one life. Recent donor eligibility updates now allow even more people to roll up a sleeve and give. Learn more and make your appointment at Vitalant.org. Because of you, life doesn't stop.
Teams back out on the field here in Windsor, Colorado, the Future Legends Complex, where Central Valley Fuego leads 1-0. It was a bloody knuckle brawl in the first half. A lot of physicality, a lot of flair, not much final product, but when push came to shove, it was Central Valley Fuego who made the moment count in the face of goal. Unlike Bruno Rendon there, an uncharacteristic miss in that moment of opportunity. That became a little bit of a trend throughout the first half. You see Ethan Horde bending in here. A little step over, a shimmy, a shake. extra tough and just right out of the top drawer with that save from Carlos Avilés. Later on in the half, Noah Powder on his bike plays in a great ball, and excellent defending to meet the moment from Omar Lemus. Central Valley Fuego didn't conjure much in that half, but when the chance came, they just got it in the mixer, and the ball found the feet of Dembor Benson. He punished the mistake, and that's all she wrote after the first 45. Work to do for Ayman Zayed and company. A look at the first half stats. They paint a picture that is in favor of Northern Colorado. Nearly 60% of the ball. They've had a lot of opportunities, 5 shots, only 1 on target though, and that's the key point. Finishing has to be a little bit better in this frame of play, something they're certainly capable of. Again, we take a look at the live action as we are back in motion. Into the box immediately, it's Ash Apollon and gobbled up by Lalo Delgado. This would be a signature victory of sorts for Jermaine Jones in this first season. A team that has improved consistently throughout the year. That was something that his rival manager, Ayman Zayed, noted. Felt like this Central Valley Fuego team was closer than a lot of people realized. That has borne true today. Whistle there. Melvin Rivas was heavily involved in the first half. Did a good job, though, of keeping a lid on things, really in control of the contest. Hair too high. Dembor Benson there. And a change at the break. We saw Deshaun Nemhard nursing an injury. Came off in stoppage time. Delgado calmly playing out of danger and flicked on. He's replaced in the contest by Cromwell. With the scent now, it's Noah Powder. This is Noah Powder scooping a ball in, and Rendon had just feinted to get back on side. Beg your pardon, that actually Ethan Horde waiting at the back post and really couldn't give it chase. Glad to have you with us. Peyton Gallagher here on ESPN Plus. USL League One, match week 13. Continuing on here from the great state of Colorado. Little bump in the back. Welcome to the match, Mr. Cromwell. Getting right stuck in. Cromwell, who missed the decisive penalty against Tormenta in the 7th round of kicks earlier on at the weekend. In the Jägermeister Cup, a chance to atone and help this team shore up their defense and get across the line, break that tape first. Here today. In by Powder. Sweeping delivery. Kept skyward, Fenwick. Thumped away. And all the way back to Delgado. Horde. Heels in the touchline chalk and a stabbing tackle put in by Clayton Torre. He's put in a star performance so far. Turned downfield, it skips away from Dembor Benson. Shooting it downfield ahead of Powder and alive to the danger. Carlos Avilés, who didn't have a ton to do in that first half of play. Had one of the highlight saves of the season, though. The only moment of real inquiry in that frame from Northern Colorado. Lemus, a nodding header. Opponent unable to continue the threat and away to the other end. That's a bright little ball from King, but just ahead of its intended target. And a yellow card. Looks like that's being shown to Omar Lemus. And Jermaine Jones's face says it all.
Central Valley yellow card issued to number 17, Omar Lemus.
Picture's worth 1,000 words there. That is technically the fourth booking of the game so far. We saw Ayman Zayed get his name written down. 2 yellow cards to players in the first half. Mariona and Lucky Oprah. So Omar Lemus joins them in the book. Sleepy start to the half for Northern Colorado. We're hoping to see the Pistons pumping. After some discussion, it looks like they're going to have a free kick here. Noah Powder directs his attention into the box. Had a couple of cracks at dead balls so far. Yet to summon the right delivery. Could it be right now? Noah Powder nodded over the frame. It was there, it was more than there as that ball fell on a platter inside the box. Patrick Langlois unable to puncture the opponent. Hard header. Kept in by Powder. Wobbling around in mid-park and skewing out for a throw. Langlois roped along, Powder in a tight spot, and a glancing blow. Left a hand up, and it looked like it caught Lemus, and Noah Powder goes in the book. Seeing a lot of yellow cards in this half. Maybe a decent time to tell you about Color Pro. Northern Colorado Owls and future legends print with the pros at Color Pro Printing of Fort Collins. They make your vision a reality. Check them out at colorproprint.com. Getting a good view here of that contact. Probably incidental, but with tensions already frayed. Center official doing his job to make sure everybody knows the word of law. Free kick for Carrera. Inquisitive ball. Just poked free. Jose Carrera Garcia. Now Ashapalan. Swept to the back post. Across the goal mouth, and nobody there to apply the final touch, and Noah Powder is just going to lose his balance. Another yellow card. Who to? Christopher Heckenberg. It's already 3 cautions in the span of what feels like 3 minutes.
Central Valley yellow card issued to number 8, Chris Heckenberg.
Catapulted back in play. Looks like Ayman Zayed's going to look into his dugout and maybe make a change. Saw some players warming in the corner earlier. Looks like they've been summoned back. Apollon lurched into the box, lunging the meet. It's Carrera. Apollon. Too much carry there, and Rendon gusting forward. Bruno Rendon. Yamazaki. You know, so accustomed watching Northern Colorado to see those fullbacks highly involved and highfalutin in attacking phases, but they've really been caged so far by the tactical setup of Jermaine Jones and Central Valley Fuego. Haven't had much of a say in the outcome of this game, at least to date. Garcia. This is Johnny Fenwick. Back to Garcia. Oprah hanging high off the head of Horde. Lemus just chipping one along into the channel, and easy meet for Lalo Delgado. A fancy find into King. Rendon. This is Bruno Rendon sharpening the blade. Kwakwa the back heel. Just left behind. Delgado in a tough spot. Langlois taking it down. Feathery touch from him. Creeping towards the hour mark. Lucky Oprah had the reading of it. Did Omar Lemus, and provides himself down line. Rocked right back to Oprah though. Lemus retreats. Langlois picks out his pass. Good ball, Oprah. Chopped down, no whistle. And no matter now, this is the longest bout of sustained pressure in this half for Northern Colorado. And a tie up there as Clayton Tour is not going to be beaten by Bruno Rendon. Fired forward and just too much heat on that pass. It belongs to Aviles. Would love to secure his first clean sheet of the season. Was substituted on after only 27 minutes against South Georgia Tormenta in the Jaeger Cup. Last contest, Andre Zulaga started that match, and it was a performance issue. What about that change? Lucky Oprah tours up for it again. Of course he is. Hailstorm staying with it though. Langlois. Left wide. Approaching the top of the box. Powder pushed into the feet of Horde. Northern Colorado's leader in assists with 4, Ethan Horde. Ball in tow. Kwakwa. Garcia trying to bait the pressure forward, taking his space. Sliced wide. Kwakwa diving into Powder. And just scraped his studs. Noah Powder took his eye off the ball and watched it trickle away to be clambered onto by Carlos Aviles. substitutions prepared. Northern Colorado, players on the field with maybe a chance here. It's Horde, it's still Horde, kept in and cut off, walled off at the near post by Avilés. Continues to do a fine job between the pipes. Also looks like a change might be coming for Central Valley FC in the near future, maybe a couple. Nemhart came off at halftime. Would not count as a moment of substitution, so all three still available for Jermaine Jones and allowed to substitute 4 more players. All 5 substitutions at the disposal of Ayman Zayed. Noah Powder surging forward. King back for Powder. Protracted 1-2, it's Powder swirling into the corner. And King. Rendon squaring header and too much carry. It's out for a goal kick and a whole raft of changes likely coming here. Looks like it's going to be Ashapalan who makes way for Emmanuel Gonzalez, a fullback for a fullback. Also looks like Alfredo Maidens will come on. A little surprised he was not in the starting 11 today. He scored in the last 2 matches for Central Valley Fuego. Without Robert Coronado, their leading goal scorer in this one. He'll add some scoring punch at the front end of things. On the other side, it looks like Jackson Dietrich, who's been a prominent member of that double pivot for Central Valley. He's going to come on and replace Kwakwa. Powder exits to make entry for Marky Hernandez. 5'5" fire plug in midfield. More of a central player for Northern Colorado. Just not the day for Noah Powder. Booted long. Maidens, his first touches. Woven interplay. This is good stuff, but just a little bit heavy there. Game a little bit stretched, and Jackson Dietrich provides some quality on the turn. Gets right into the contest. Sprayed downfield. Faulty pass there, Maidens toying with the ball, teasing it forward. Benson. Carrera. Gonzalez flashing in. Funneled away from danger for now. Rendon getting just a bit of a taste. Turn back and along for Marky Hernandez. This is Marky Hernandez. Northern Colorado settle into their staccato. Rhyming passes about, trying to solve the equation. Lingua. David Garcia strolling forward, dropping one into the box, found the head of little Marky Hernandez, who's already scored 1 header this year. This time, can't test the goalkeeper. Flag appears to have been up anyway. Competition is heating up this summer on CBS. Sacramento Republic FC looked for revenge against a red-hot Oakland Roots SC on Sunday, July 21st at 4 p.m. Eastern. On August 3rd, we'll get to see at 4 p.m. a surging Detroit City FC who host newcomer Rhode Island FC for the first time. The USL Summer of Soccer continues on the CBS Sports Network. Mariona sees it wriggle away, but throw in for Central Valley. Midance turns himself free, tap dancing with the ball. And a swift kick. Langlois watching it go. Billy King took that whack, he walks it off. King still the name holder of the only meaningful opportunity, that long shot in the first half. Northern Colorado in search of answers. On the half turn, and pinch free from behind. Still scrambling for it. Yamazaki gets a toe to it. Gonzalez. And Cromwell, a pirouette, pushing by Horde. Dietrich just rams his head into it. Midance, an eye for goal. And still with Fuego. Into the box, flag down for now. Siobhan John Brown bursts away into the corner, compounds the advantage. Fuego igniting the imagination. Jermaine Jones in full joy. Another look, and that is just a perfectly timed run from Siobhan John Brown, who found the blind spot and booted it by a helpless Lalo Delgado. It looks like it might be a shocker on the cards. Central Valley Fuego, the center of attention here in Colorado. Almost at a loss for words. This division never lets down. Right when you're riding at your highest, there's somebody tugging at the cape, and that's the case right now for Northern Colorado Hailstorm, who have a deep hole to dig themselves out of now.
Time of the goal, 66 minutes, 30 seconds of the match.
Second goal of the year for Siobhan John Brown.
At 66:30.
Can't take away from the delivery either. Ethan Horde immediately trying to erase that goal, but just not enough room to roam. Cromwell strolling out of the back, it's Midance finding the tempo, playing a monster beat in midfield since coming on. Benson broomed in towards the area. It's Benson who's inspired. The attempt wasn't, and sliced out of play. Freddy's Frozen Custards and Steak Burgers proudly serves cooked-to-order steak burgers, Vienna beef hot dogs, shoestring fries, and freshly churned frozen custard. Freddy's is honored to partner with future legends and serve the Northern Colorado community. It certainly has been a sweet treat, but not for Northern Colorado Hailstorm. A rude awakening in the form of Central Valley Fuego, who took a gamble with their starting 11. That gambit's paid off. Cashed in on a defensive error at the back from Northern Colorado the first half, but all quality. The second goal, Siobhan John Brown, the one who darted it in. They've been close. They've been sniffing it for a while, Central Valley Fuego. This would be a victory to lift the spirits. You could tell in the demeanor of Jermaine Jones heading into the week, he was the competitor that he is, tired of taking moral victories. This is starting to feel a little bit more than moral, but there is time to play.
And this is your last call for alcohol for tonight's game. Sales will close in the 75th minute. This is your 5-minute warning. Alcohol sales will close in the 75th minute.
Into the final 20 minutes or so. Northern Colorado with the game at the weekend to think about as well. Again, home on July 6th to Charlotte Independence, a team that they've already faced once this year. Yamazaki lifted in. Horde turns the corner. Tap towards goal and just touched wide of the frame. It's another save by Carlos Aviles. Now, if we learned anything from the last meeting between these two teams, we know that once the witching hour arrives, things can get hectic in a hurry. Could this be the moment to renew the intrigue for Northern Colorado? Marky Hernandez sets over the dead ball. Plenty of big and burly boys in and around the area for NoCo. Just touched away at the near post. Dietrich. You wonder how much Central Valley Fuego will sit in to protect what they've earned. Yamazaki coasting in and cutting one too far over the toes of Lucky Oprah. This would be the first falter, realistically, since Haruki Yamazaki was entered into the team after missing the first portion of the year with a little bit of visa trouble and a couple subs to be made here. Danny Robles coming on for Langlois. That's a much more attacking option. Langlois, more of a tempo setter. And Jake Keegan, one of the standout strikers in this league, will replace Ethan Horde. I thought the plan at the start of the year would be to have Jake Keegan be the marquee man leading the line. Ethan Horde, trialist at the start of the year. He steals the show. Keegan getting a chance here in mop-up duty. 6 goals, 3 assists last year for 1 Knox on loan from that club. Siobhan John Brown pouncing on a loose touch. Yamazaki doing well to work himself out of it. Back into Delgado. A third would likely be a death knell. Keegan spinning in. Does he have the wheels? Jack Keegan. Jake Keegan scuffs it wide. Took a block. Keegan doing really nicely just to turn himself free, and it was great cover, all said and done by Heckenberg. Danny Robles, his first touch will be to serve this ball in. Here it comes. Put into a dangerous area. Hailstorm unable to put the punctuation to it. Into the final 15 minutes. One back here completely changes the tenor of the competition. Hurled in. Tor wins it in the air. Danny Robles. Heckenberg gets a bite at it, and all the way clear to Yamazaki. Line splitting ball. It's Robles looking up and looking straight into the midriff of Isayaya. And there's a man down. He who scored first, Denbor Benson, who announced himself with his first goal in the colors of Central Valley Fuego earlier in the game. Seems to be struggling now. Not quite sure what happened there. It's been a little bit more free-flowing in the second half after a cagey contest in the first 45. Saw a lot of players down and injured, requiring attention. Less so in this second act. The intensity certain to ratchet up, though, in these final throws. Hailstorm know what they have to do. It's a long, long, long throw. Hit towards goal. It's falling at the top of the box now for King. Keegan and King again. Hard contact, play on, says the center official. Dietrich. Served in. Still up for grabs and just doing enough again. Carlos Avilés, and protected by the official with contact in the air. It's a free kick for Central Valley Fuego. That was a heavy hit, as going for broke there was Carlos Avilés. Just rammed himself into the fray of bodies. Looks like Cromwell struggling as well. No reason to rush right now for Central Valley Fuego, in firm control of the game and happy to watch those seconds tick away. Heading into the contest, Carlos Avilés had yet to post a clean sheet with Central Valley Fuego, but this would be, so far in the colors, his magnum opus. He's been as strong as you could ever really ask for. And hopefully he's all right. He is up. One more change to be made. It's Real Gill coming on.
Time now for a Quiznos substitution. Coming into the game for Central Valley, number 14.
And it looks like it's the end of the line for Billy King. Clayton Torres also going to exit. A little bit of a surprise there.
Number 7, Real Gill.
So here Vasquez will come on. So one of the key men defenders at the back for Central Valley will make way so that an attacking player can be injected. Sign of intent from Jermaine Jones. He wants to bring the fight to the opponent, and I think the board may have actually had it wrong. Yeah, that is the diagnosis. It's Mariota will make leave, and that makes a little bit more sense.
Number 14, Zahir Vasquez on for number 32, Javier Mariona.
A note though on Real Gill, a player that had 6 appearances only at 21 years of age for the Trinidadian senior national team. Had a little bit of something to him coming through the door. A player that might have some higher expectations, but only played 84 minutes this year, all competitions. He's not made the 18 in the last 5, getting a run out for this final 10 minutes today though. Overheaded kick. A deadening of play, and possession belongs to Northern Colorado. No time to waste time for NoCo. Cruising it forward. Garcia. Yamazaki. Keegan. Just gets the flick on Yamazaki, tantalizing dribbling. And flicked free for a throw-in. 10 minutes to go. Yamazaki beamed into the box and just brushed away by Cromwell. It's Midance rushing to the other ends. Smart ball forward. Gonzalez taking it to the corner. Vasquez just couldn't leash it down. Yamazaki all the way over there providing the cover. Tosses it over to Oprah. Wind at the back, metaphorically and literally right now for Northern Colorado Hailstorm as they're pushed forward to the opposite ends. Oprah surveys, sticks one into the path of Gill. Real Gill skipping away from the tackle, still fighting for the ball. Who did touch last? The answer is Cromwell. Preparing for the throw is Lucky Oprah. Basically a corner though. Across the 6. Jabbed away, and that's not quite it from Jackson Dietrich, who had ideas of grandeur in his mind. Put a shock into the ball. That ball is provided by Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. A little bit of a tie up there, and foul given. This is David Garcia. Now Delgado. Fenwick. They got to get going. Time a scant resource. It's a smart ball wide. Keegan looping away. Jake Keegan locates Robles. Danny Robles clipping one ahead. Back for Robles. Just by Rendon. Grazing, but nothing more. And grateful hands from Carlos Aviles. Final product's just not been there all night for Northern Colorado, and that draws the ire of the center official. '85th minute now. USL League One action here on ESPN Plus. You can tune in to ESPN2 for a USL Summer of Soccer showdown between Championship Eastern Conference rivals Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC and Hartford Athletic as they battle to stay in the race for playoff contention. Saturday, July 20th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Robles rolling along for Fenwick. And forcefully forward, it's Yamazaki. Scampering. Skewed back in field and nowhere to go. Now the turn of Garcia. Tilted to the wide side. Dietrich. Robles. Racking one into the box. Just punched away. Still there. And booted away from danger. Heroic work in goal from Carlos Aviles, who applies the knuckle. Captain Carlos comes big. That was some stop. Much more difficult than it looks. And it looks like there's been a caution in that chaos shown to the bench. Looks like to the Fuego side of things. Eamon Zayed was booked earlier. Midance amazing away, still Midance. Boy, has he shown brightly since coming on. Siobhan John Brown shooting one into the corner, the flag's up. Go, go, go. Got to get it launched now. Yamazaki dancing and dashing. It's Keegan now. Keegan skirting tackles. Yamazaki, a back heel. Robles. Keegan fires! My word! Super strike! Jake Keegan. A bolt of electricity through Hailstorm. Game on! Wow, oh wow. Snap, crackle, pop. Pick that one out. Carlos Avilés has been great. No goalkeeper in the world is doing anything with that. They call this the Fire and Ice Cup. Sparks flying in the final moments. Could we be seeing what we've already seen once on this field between these two? It can come quickly. Yamazaki across the box. And bashed clear. Jermaine Jones is livid on the touchline. Toward the 90th minute. Oprah. Still there. And then it's not. Foul called. And then foul words. And hard feelings. And a yellow card. Marky Hernandez shown the caution. All bite, not much bark there from him.
Hailstorm yellow card issued to number 11, Marky Hernandez.
Look back at that interaction as Hernandez threw himself into the ball, and despite winning it, also threw himself into the man, Denbor Benson. Waiting on the board to go up. It should be a little bit of stoppage time here. We've had a couple goals. More than one interaction between these two parties. Also appears that Alfredo Minitz has been booked in that clearing of chaos. Past regular time. Only one number that's cared about around the ground at this stage. Every fiber of the leg of Carlos Avilés into that ball, trickling back to Delgado. Walking it forward, it's Fenwick, taking space all the way across the meridian line. It's 9 minutes of stoppage time, so plenty to work with for Northern Colorado to push on, as they do. Oprah. A wild deflection and beaten away. Just look at how the body language has shifted after that goal to draw one back from Keegan. Robles hung up too high. There's confirmation. Adam Rice raises his board with a tally of 9. And that draws approval from those in attendance here at Future Legends Complex. Avalos with a steps goal to meet, apparently out of that goal kick, taking his time. Bumbling into the box. A bit tough there for Yamazaki, forced into playing it out, but skims it off the shins of Vasquez, winning a throw for his side. Garcia. Yamazaki, his side in need of guts, intestinal fortitude and focus to force themselves back to level terms. Oprah. Too much to that. Jermaine Jones trying to press all the right buttons. Oprah rammed away by Issa Yaya. That'll do. Widens crashes into David Garcia. Playing on his Hailstorm. Over the head of Rendon. Toward the byline and ushered out for a throw. This is Lucky Oprah, trying to live up to the name. Gill. Ducks by a tackle, Oprah sizing up across, back post, just guided away. This unbeaten run at stake right now for Northern Colorado. This beaten run at stake right now for Central Valley Fuego. Two teams desperately searching for something at the end of the line. Fizzing forward and just not quite the right plan there from Johnny Fenwick. Substitution. Teron Williams, 21-year-old midfielder, will be entered into the contest. And off goes Dembor Benson. He got the first. It was a gift. We'll pay that no minds. They all count. And boy, could this for Central Valley Fuego. As he stands the point of difference. Taking the final steps on the pitch today. He's put in a shift. He's taking his lumps. He's taking his chances too. He looks like he could be a key cog in what Jermaine Jones is trying to build here in Central Valley Fuego. juking away. Midance. Pilfered by Carrera. Loose pass from Williams. Comes right back to him though. One-touch stuff. Doesn't work out. Dietrich, that's the wrong way. Gotta launch all the boats at this stage. If you're Northern Colorado, Lucky Oprah, ranging forward. Gill, cutting himself free and cutting in. Emmanuel Gonzalez, throw in to come. Lucky Oprah will turn trebuchet here. Everybody into the box. And in. And out. Corner to come. Central Valley Fuego have struggled defending set pieces, tied for last in the league, but that's no matter as it actually is a goal kick. Is this the day Central Valley Fuego finally break through, finally keep their nerve? This would be quite the feather in the cap. Other ideas though for Northern Colorado. Maybe one last bite of the apple. Do they have the imagination? Oprah and Cromwell. And Oprah again, keeper a little bit off his line and tucks that right into his gut. Aviles to his feet. He's been 10 toes down all night long. His side standing on what would be a meaningful result, to say the least. Delgado does the doing, gets his team forward. Yamazaki into the final 30 seconds of what was allotted. Stung ahead to Oprah. Keen to get forward. Gill. Garcia and Fenwick with a different avenue of attack. One last hurrah for Northern Colorado Hailstorm. Yamazaki and Robles. And wriggled free. Foul given. Yellow card, red card. Alfredo Midance booked already once. A slightly early shower for him, but it won't be too big a problem if his side can see out this last free kick. Titans will miss the next match away at Forward Madison on Saturday, July 13th. Lalo Delgado is trying to hatch the plan, but it doesn't look like there's much of a blueprint right now for the side in blue. Got to do something. Past the century mark now. If they don't get going, the referee might just blow the whistle. Certainly not entitled to this last kick of the ball. Robles wide. Yamazaki, corner kick. As I was saying earlier, 5 set-piece goals conceded this year for Central Valley Fuego is joint bottom of the competition. Big Lalo Delgado is up for this. Nothing to lose here in Windsor. Is there a moment of real whimsy? Ball in. Gill. Gill! Wonderstruck in Windsor. The 21-year-old hasn't had much to do this season, but he has spanked the bar with a moment of real magic. Really, really, really real. 2-2. What have we just witnessed? Did that really just happen? And it's Hail Mary time for Central Valley Fuego. They'll send everybody forward off the kickoff. Oh, it looks like it's a red card. Who's that to? Kind of a footnote, as that's the final act, it appears. Excuse me, no, it appeared for a moment as if the manager was coming to shake hands with the opposing coaching staff, but instead he's being ushered to the dressing room. Ayman Zayed. Also looks like a member of the Central Valley staff is engaging in some sort of confrontation. And meanwhile, the game ends. Or no. Sounded like 3 whistles.
Final score from
and that is it.
Stadium this evening.
The end.
Central Valley Fuego 2.
Real Gill.
Fans, we thank you for attending tonight's match.
With a rifle shot
Your Hailstorm are home again this Saturday
to salvage 8 points against Central Valley Fuego. They were 2-0 down. They finished tied 2-2. We step aside, we'll break it down when we come back.
And clicking on tickets.
Every 2 seconds, a hospital patient needs help only blood can provide. That help depends on volunteer blood donors. When you take an hour and donate blood with nonprofit Vitalant, you can help save more than 1 life. Recent donor eligibility updates now allow even more people to roll up a sleeve and give. Learn more and make your appointment at Vitalant.org. Because of you, life doesn't stop.
On the surface, your retirement plan might look solid. With your 401k or IRA, Social Security, investments, and insurance coverage, you appear to have it all covered. But what could you be missing? Below the surface, is your retirement exposed to too much risk? It's time for a deeper dive into your portfolio. We can help you uncover the risk that lies beneath the surface and learn about strategies to help preserve your savings. Get your free risk analysis today.
Without words for what we just saw in Windsor, Colorado, it's 2-2 at the final bell. Northern Colorado Hailstorm keep the unbeaten run alive and steal a point at the death against Central Valley Fuego. this is how it happens. Right off the top, we were flying out of the gates. It was an error at the back that saw Central Valley Fuego crack the score sheet first. A failed clearance, a bad ricochet, and a deathly blow from Denbor Benson. Clinical, hard not to be. You take it, you move on. Now this showed a little bit more mastery. Good ball forward. A little bit of a fumble in the clearance. A block shot. But the pressure remains for Central Valley Fuego. Midens picks his head up. Finds Sean Javon Brown, I beg your pardon. And makes quick work of that finish. But then, Northern Colorado Hailstorm had something to say. This is Jake Keegan. Gives the ball up to Yamazaki, gets it back, and picks out his corner. An absolute screamer. Later on, deep into stoppage time, goalkeeper's up. Real Gil. I'll get it done. And it's a parade into the corner. That is as good of a goal as you will ever see at any level. This league, man. Full-time stats, it finishes 2-2. Saw Northern Colorado have plenty of opportunities. Their main man, Bruno Rendon, unable to finish early on, but they cash in the possession, the overwhelming advantage they created for themselves in the late stages. Central Valley Fuego flinch again, and it's back to the drawing board for Jermaine Jones and company. We want to thank you for tagging along. What a game that was for Gray Robinson, Jason Thomas, and our producer today, Rod Jones. We want to say thank you. I've been Peyton Gallagher. It's Northern Colorado Hailstorm 2, Central Valley Fuego 2. It was 2-0, and then it wasn't. Whole bunch of highlights and a great way to spend a Wednesday night in Windsor. We'll catch you soon, folks.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.
now some defending to do, though. Clayton Torque. Believe the man on the right end of things is Dembor Benson. A man taking his moments. And when the ball arrived at his feet, he went. Right now some defending to do, though. Clayton Torque coasting forward. Finding the feet of Mariona. Flushed into the area, knocked around. It's a disaster class at the back from Northern Colorado, but paying no mind, Central Valley Fuego. Believe the man on the right end of things is Dembor Benson. Right now some defending to do, though. Clayton Torque coasting forward. Finding the feet of Mariona. Flushed into the area, knocked around. It's a disaster class at the back from Northern Colorado, but paying no mind, Central Valley Fuego. Believe the man on the right end of things is Dembor Benson. Pirouette, pushing. Pirouette, pushing by Horde. Dancing and dashing, it's Keegan now. Keegan skirting tackles Yamazaki. A back heel, Robles. Dancing. Whimsy.